Well, I don't want to be one of those types of people that are bragging about their vaccinations, but a friend of mine called it the Fauci ouchie, and I loved it. Wanted to spread some of that fun, and maybe even for my own personal reasons, capture this historical moment and say I'm here for my second Fauci ouchie. The last time I was here, I was blown away by the emotion that I felt just being around more people that I've seen in one place in a very long time. And also because I saw so many people with a look of hope, that I kind of think I'd be remiss if I didn't take just a few minutes and capture this point in history. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Thank you for all you do, all your hard work. We appreciate you very much, and I hope you had a very special day. So my daughter has a school project, and she had a cool idea of building a solar-powered light for my wife's outdoor decorative well. And so we're going to use some parts that we had laying around the house to achieve this. First, we've got a solar controller. This is what makes sure that we don't overcharge the 12-volt battery. We've got just a real modest gel cell in an ammo crate that seemed like a good watertight container to store the electronic componentry. So this should be more than sufficient for this one's project. So we've got just a small 7-watt solar panel that we're going to use for the ordeal, and some various connectors. So we'll get started. And you're waiting on hold. That's a Tenderloin though. You got to break. All right, well, we'll change attention to the fact that we're at Kenny's Oak. What is it? Kenny's. Nobody will know what that means. I'll mosaic it out, kind of like witness protection. It's been kind of a rough day for poor Kurt, but we're sitting over at Kenny's, I think it's called Kenny's Oak Grill in Austin. And I had no problem finishing my chicken and waffles, and for those of you that are official on the chicken and waffles, don't worry about the honey mustard. I only use that for the last pieces of chicken. Oh man, was it good. And I had a slice of blueberry pie a la mode too, so you know it's all on today. Anyway, unfortunately we're having some tire issues, and we're working through that. I tried to tell Kurt when he was putting his new bars on he didn't need to do anything with the tires, but I don't know. Anyway, and that is definitely not root beer, in case Romy is watching. Sometimes this is the way it goes with bikes. You know, you get to sit and relax and enjoy the weather, watch the cars. Should have brought a spare.
Should have brought a spare.
That's what Hog asked you, right?
Yeah. Hog
Did you have a spare, Kurt?
No, I didn't have a spare.
Where would you keep the spare, Kurt?
I got a spare bike, but I don't have the keys for it.
Oh yes, fun in Minnesota, Saturday. You know, the last time I had this vantage point, I lost the seat bolt out of my bike.
Yeah.
And a farmer hooked us up. Another project? Sure, why not? Okay, day 2. I spent some time yesterday trying to figure this bad boy out, and what I learned is the instructions that come with these Hogwork kits are terrible. Actually, it wasn't until I found the walkthrough on YouTube that I was actually able to get the thing assembled. So today we're going to try to get the other one assembled. Hopefully it's a little bit easier. We'll see this on the bike. And if there's time, I'll try to work on the lowers. And there's the new saddlebag put on the bike. It looks pretty nice. The only thing I've got to say is, one, when I put the weather stripping in the lid, it was very tight. Pushing in on the rear side of the saddlebag and pushing down seemed to do the trick. And you won't be able to see it, I don't think, on film. There's a couple of thin spots and some bubbles and stuff that kind of bummed me out, considering, you know, I had it professionally sprayed. It's making me rethink some strategies, but anyway, it looks pretty good. I'm not going to harp on it. I'm just spoiled with work that I've seen from other local shops and from Andrea too, to be honest. She's doing a fantastic job. To give you some contrast, that's what the new bags look like. And there's the old. So one of these are going to get painted just solid Merlot and keep the color of the bike. The other's going to have a green fade from the base. And so that's what I'm going to have to reflect on, is whether these will be the ones that will be solid Merlot or if they will have the fade. And I have friends that are such good at what they do, painters now too. So I see it, and I know they would have not done that. So I guess it is what it is. Based on my experience, would I pay them to spray the custom Harley color on the bags I'd order from them? Probably not. But the bags themselves, I think, are pretty solid. I received the feedback that maybe I didn't cover the new Softail Slim quite enough. So I've been in love with this bike for a very long time. And here are some of my thoughts, having owned it for a few weeks now. Still really, really, really loved the aesthetics. And a few things that were done to this bike before I got it. First of all, there is an engine guard put on. And there is a windshield bag. I'm not sure if of all the things that were done to this bike, the windshield bag is the one that I'm not quite so sure about, but it is nice to have that up there. You got the antique bronzed grips, which, you know, frankly, they look really cool, but we were riding this thing home in sub 30s, and they're very cold. And so, you know, maybe someday this will be updated with heated grips. Getting to the stock riser, it's pretty low, and the way they've got these bars, which are pretty much straight up, it's pretty aggressive actually. So I'm going to try rolling this back, which will bring the grips back towards me, although a little lower, and see how that feels. And if it's still not terribly comfortable, we're gonna probably put in a 4.5-inch pullback riser, which they do make one for the Softail Slim and this look of bike. Additionally, I was pretty glad to see that it already had a Mustang seat. This one is really comfortable. It does not have a backrest. We'll see how that goes, because it had the luggage bracket, and if I can find a decent tour pack that has a backrest, this might not be an issue. I'm not seeing a passenger on this bike, so if I could get a tour pack there with the backrest, like my friend Kurt, that would be pretty sweet. Some Viking bags. I really like the look of those. I probably would have done the swing arm bag if it was just me, but looking at the saddlebags, I dig them, and I'm definitely making use of them. Vance & Hines 2-to-1 pipe. This is awesome. It sounds great. I did a 2-to-1 in my 883 Vance and Hines, and absolutely love it. And I won't show you, but the tail lights, well, I'll show a little bit. Tail lights and the plate have been relocated off of the back of the fender, which looks really nice. So, of course, it has a bunch of custom embellishments as well, and it has the high flow air intake. So, after just a few rides, here are some of my impressions. It is crazy fast. Like, you can hit the throttle and not even know that you're going as fast as you are when you're riding down the street. When I brought it home, I wasn't paying attention and it was up to 90. So it's a very stable bike too. The bars where they're located right now, and I think they basically turned them forward like that, which brought the grips up a bit. I'm going to guess this was a shorter rider that previously owned this. The bar location is pretty uncomfortable. I've done 200 miles. I wouldn't want to do more than that. It's well, yeah, ergonomically for me, I just need to do something about that. Love the windshield. There is a classic bulb, and as you know, I've gone to Daymakers on pretty much all of my bike, but in talking it over with some friends, I think I'm going to leave that because it kind of adds to the older aesthetic of the bike. And in fact, a friend of mine just bought, he had some extra passing lights that I'm going to mount up on this bike, and leave the older style bulbs too. So this was always kind of my unicorn bike. This is the one that got away from me, and I was super sad, and I'm ecstatic to have it now in the arsenal. Absolutely love it. It's not just my bias. It's a great ride, and I'm sure you'll see minimal work being done to this. I really don't want to do anything to change the overall style because, in fact, that's what I fell in love with. But it'll be going on trips soon, I'm sure. But for right now, even though it's a little dirty, I've got to change focus onto this because the boxes that were up on my porch are the new saddlebags and the new lowers for the Street Glide. And you might say, well, your saddlebags look awesome. Why are you doing that? Well, just to be able to switch up style a little bit. I just have plain lids and saddlebag for the back. So if I don't feel like all the chrome and I just want to go pretty plain, I can do that. I got the lowers because I like the idea of the extra compartment space. I was always putting pachyderms on here anyway when it was cold. The pachyderms actually will fit on the Softail Slim, so they'll be going there. But additionally, I might lose that compartment space, to be honest, in the future, because I've been talking about new speakers and new speakers in the fairing, possibly in the lowers as well. And finally, Andrea, who's been doing awesome work for the bobber, she might do some paint on these saddlebags. We're thinking this might actually become the Pale Horse, and we've talked about that a little bit in the past, so there's some pretty cool ideas swirling around with some of the updates that this bike might see. So life is not without its challenges. You know, I've been working on that server and went through 3 power supplies until I actually found one that fit. I guess that's the way it goes. I'm thankful that the last one did indeed fit, but I'll also share that it was kind of an expensive lesson. And truthfully, since I've been building computers for a while, I'm not even sure it's something I could have done. It was just finding the right shoe that fit the princess. And I've been working with the Street Glide and the saddlebag. It was actually not very much of a fun process. There might have been a few swear words that squeaked out. The point is, life is a big lesson, and one of the lessons that I think we're pushed on is to persevere. And don't give up. Keep at it. It'll work out, even if it seems to be extremely dire. And I think that's part of the grand design. Anyway, don't let the challenges bum you out or stop you. And remember to take a look around you and see the beautiful things that are around you every day.